Alright, we're back once again. It is really frustrating to handle this kind of difficulties all the time whenever you're trying to, live stream. As you can see, it got cut off. My previous live stream got cut off because of not having an internet connection, at the same time electricity. So that's why I had to restart this shit, and here we are once again. So whatever it is, let's do the grind. So we are today talking about this one. So we are working on max product array. Let me do that. Product array. We got an array. So basically this problem states that given an array of integers nums, return the maximum product of subarray that can be found inside the main array. So in short, we are trying to look for the maximum product from the elements that could be found inside the array that we are working with. So for example, let's take this one. So we have 2, 3, minus 2, 5, 11. So I believe the maximum is going to be 2, 3, 6, 12. Nah, this is not right. Then 3, 11, 2, 11. Nah, that's not. 5 into 11. That will be 5 times 11. The product is going to 55. So here, we are after comparing with other products from the subarrays, we have found that 55 is the maximum subarray. So these are the subarray that we are supposed to return. So maybe they're asking for subarray or the maximum product. Maybe they're asking for the maximum product, which is obviously going to be 5 and 11. And after that we are going to return 55. That's all. So I think it was pretty clear. So let's look for the solutions and we'll see how it was done. So here the result is equals max array. Okay, alright. We are defining maximum and minimum array for calculation. Then we are running a loop inside that. Then we are comparing. We are handling how the maximum and minimum value would recede if any element inside the array turns out to be 0. जब कोई element 0 होगा तब क्या होगा? I mean the product of the arrays क्या होगा? क्योंकि we all know that when we multiply 0 with another number, the product becomes 0. So no matter how big and small the number is, at the end of the day, if it is multiplied by 0, or then it is going to be 0, and that's the simple logic here. So that's why whenever any element n equals 0, maximum and minimum is going to get reset. Sorry. And उसके बाद we are going to use continue keyword. I hope you guys know about a little bit of Python and why it is done. उसके बाद here this is the real calculation. So we are going to explain the first one. Let's see what is happening on the first one. So we are working with the result 11. Alright, what is that? When n equals 2, because as you know the first element is 2 obviously, then max, this basically picks the maximum value from this tuple, or this is the max method of inbuilt method from Python, we all know. So when 2 times 1, 2 times 1, 2 times sums, everyone is true, then it is going to be true. At the same time, all of these are true. Now we are doing the real calculation here. So we are checking after comparing with the result, maximum value and then minimum value. So here it is happening that we are multiplying maximum times a with n. उसके बाद similarly n के साथ minimum को भी multiply करेंगे and then we have our maximum and minimum value. So let's do it. So previous day I was working on this simple two pointers technique, because it helps to build the basic quite strong. So I believe I am supposed to explore a lot of things, क्योंकि जब मैं explore करूँगा तब मैं I'll be able to do a lot of shit without any problem. So इसके लिए मैं बहुत सारा problem इधर solve करने का try कर रहा था, and I'm going to do the same today as well after I'm done with a little bit of Leetcode. So let's ask Mr. ChatGPT what I'm supposed to work on or with after solving maximum salary. What types of algorithm should I learn or study to revise the concept that I practically applied but somehow missed when doing the coding. So about the algorithm is really important. Dynamic programming. Cadence is actually Kadane or cadence, I don't know. Cadence is actually DP, dynamic programming problem in disguise. To strengthen this, understand the state definition, understand transition logic, at the same time difference between subarray and subsequence space optimization. Caden is an example of a space optimized DP, dynamic programming. Our DP problem, house rover, I see. This one is going to be tough, I guess. House rover, Leetcode. Let's see what it is about. I saw a short where that guy was talking about this problem, that the plot of that short was kind of like this though. So someone was showing someone and to another person that I solved all these problems and I'm really prepared for an interview or getting a real job. So suddenly someone came and started saying that, what have you done? These are nothing but petty things. These are problems don't really matter that most. What I need to do is be a house rover or maybe solve a problem. So after that I got to know about this context that actually that guy was talking about this problem, house rover. So let's try to solve it. Even if it is tough, we are going to work on this one. So let's do it. So before anything, we are revising this one. So let's do that. I'm going to type the code. So for now, let's not make it make an unnecessary comment. I'm having a problem with typing because of this microphone placed. Because of where this microphone is placed, I have to pause it into somewhere where it fits and it's comfortable for me. It's comfortable for me to type as well at the same time. Alright. So we are iterating through the array. I don't know if you can hear my voice from this stance, but I said I'm going to continue with the writing. So let's not really get into it. Alright, whether you want, let's talk about continue as well a little bit. Continue not in Java, we're talking about Python. For I range if I goes 3. So as you can see, it goes this function prints all the numbers from 0 to 5. That is obviously 4 plus 1. So it goes from 0 to 4. But unfortunately, if I equals to continue. So it basically keeps the value but continues with the loop. That's the core concept of continue keyword here, and that's it. We don't need to worry about anything else. We can include straight coding. Okay, but we have our maximum bug. I already said that for some reason I'm having and that's it. उसके बाद we are working with minimum, so either a minimum method of function, whatever you call it. See the surface. I'll define that function, inbuilt function. Okay, but immediately the same shit. I believe the place also the values are not really necessary when you're just working. So उसके बाद फिर से हम result के साथ काम करेंगे and maximum value, then goes minimum value. Alright. Now we are good to go with the returning the results. So now let's what is the product array. Alright, copy the array from here. I don't really want to waste any more time. I've already wasted quite a lot of time. मेरे को thumbnail बनाना था, उसके बाद मैंने live start किया. Then came the problem where the electricity went off. The load shedding is really disturbing and annoying for me क्योंकि मैं कोई काम नहीं कर सकता because my laptop has some problem with its display. My laptop has some problem with its display. That's why it doesn't turn on. उसके लिए मैं I basically use an external monitor to use the laptop for, and basically the laptop is playing the role of CPU. So that's what it is, and I think I was able to tell you what is the problem I'm facing here. So whatever, let's run the code, see if it is working. Yes, we got the output we wanted, and it is what it is supposed to be. So we have 55 because that is the largest to maximum Sabre product, and yeah, I think it was pretty good. Now let's move on to another thing. Move on to another problem. Ma'am, I need to really focus instead of blabbering on this bullshit. I can start with this reverse string preserving specification, but before that I have to. I'm sorry. Okay. Let me pause. I'm going to look for some photos, I guess. Leetcode relaxation. Camera plan. now we have our problem here. All right, wait. Before that, let me change the scene so that you guys can see what I'm doing. So now this is the problem we are working on. I think what is the problem called eliminating zeros or eliminate zeros. I made a mistake. That is not it. I think this is not the right title. I mixed it up with something else. Let me change the name. I don't know what are the name I'm supposed to give it to you. I don't know what name I'm supposed to give here, but let's call it a random function, I guess. Whatever function, whatever it is. Now we have our array, which is obviously nums, then it is element. We are going to define the length, then will be modified. Now we are modifying the array. उसके लिए I'm going to define an index that will be for modifying the array, index for modifying the array. Alright. उसके बाद क्या कर सकते हैं? I forgot my glasses somewhere. That's why I'm facing a little bit problem to my eyes. Well, not that I have any issue with seeing it properly, but the problem is it feels a little uncomfortable because of allergies on the eyes. And that's it maybe. But I gotta do it. I can't really. क्या किया जाएगा I think this way it will be solved. Well, this is a simple, pretty much simple problem, but still, I don't know. While n k is less than n, k is less than n. Now k 0, k plus n1. Then we're returning what? Num. I guess. I hope I don't run into any error that are too, I don't know what it is called, that are too complex and time consuming for me to get rid of, because it is going to be a little bit problematic. Now we have to return 3. If it is 3, yeah. So instead of that, how about we wanted the rest of the elements to be included? Nums I. That changes everything. As you can see, previously when we assigned 0 to be previously, as you can see, when we assigned zeros to be fields for the rest of the places inside that array, it worked. At the same time, I wanted that after changing or after modifying the array, that is obviously bringing those two elements that are not equal to our specific element to the front of the array. We wanted the rest of the elements to be filled. So that's what happened here when I included this nums of k equals nums I, and after that we incremented the value of index k by 1, and in this way there is obviously this is the while loop. I hope you guys know that while loop continues to run until the condition breaks. Here the condition is k should be less than n, which is obviously length of the array or our nums, and then we have our for loop that is iterating through every element using our index I. And here we are setting the condition. Let me just write the comment, write these things that I'm blabbering in the comment, that will make it easier to explain. So if the element is equal to LE, then add it to the front. Basically overrides the previous elements. That's what happened. I think I was able to explain it however I am capable of, because I already mentioned I'm not a good teacher, but at the end of the day, as long as it gets the job done, I believe it will have and it will not be an issue. So here we have this. I don't know why I am returning k here, and what is the point? We are switching. I see. They're not equal. The answer is 2, because there are two elements which are not equal. So that was one thing, and we can even try out something else as well. That was ask, eliminating the occurrences. Let's keep it like that. as usual the same for loop for I and range in if nums I element nums k nums I. Basically we are swapping the elements using this k index, and so to a nums k it gets assigned. I made a mistake, I'm sorry. It is supposed to be this and this. First one is going to be I and then it's going to be k. So nums k equals nums I and nums I equals nums k. That's it. After that, obviously incrementing it is obviously necessary. Maybe that's all. Now we are asking for the value k. So जब मैं इधर स्वैप कर देता हूँ तब जो होता है कि where is the list? So here जब it says that 3 is equals to LE, so nothing happens, or maybe something happens, or no, nothing happens. Then when nothing happens, that means k is obviously 0. Then I becomes 1 and k is obviously 0, so we have our 2. Then to the modified array, the first element is 2 because we did this, we swapped the elements. So at index number 0 the value goes to the value of the element becomes 2, and to the index number 1 the value becomes 3 because it was swapped with the previous ones. And similarly it happens, and after everything is done we find after everything is done we find that the value of k is 2, and that's what our objective was here with this calculation. I think I was able to clarify what I was trying to teach. So with this I'm feeling already a little bit off. Let's move on to the next problem. Let's see what we have in our list. Mr. ChatGPT. Reverse a string preserving a space positions. Given a string, the task is to reverse the given string while preserving the position of the spaces. Internship at Geeks for Geeks. Reversing the string while preserving the space positions. Geeks okay. Reversing the character with spaces and inserting a space at original places. I think I can reverse the string, but what happens after that is not what I can do. So let's try to solve it. Reverse string what happens after that? Let me check. Man, I'm feeling way too hungry now. I think I'm losing a strength or energy or whatever, but we don't care about that. Greek philosopher Aristotle. I don't know why I did. Fuck, man. I forgot about the return. Greek philosopher. Motherfucker, what happened? Oh, I returned a list. I was not supposed to do that. It already preserves the list. What else I need, man? Naive version. The idea is to create a string to store results. Mark the space position of the given string in this string, and then start inserting the character from the input string into the result string in reverse order. Why do we need to do this shit? Mark spaces in result. I have no fucking idea what this shit is supposed to do. One line Python. Let me check it. Let me use this one because this will help me to understand what is actually happening. Maybe my VS Code has some kind of speciality which is making it to be solved or to return that simple shit. Not that. Reverse it. String. Alright. Reverse it. Something wrong. Or maybe not. I missed. Sorry, but it is really hard to type while sitting like this. If I could a little bit let's run. It worked. And this is as simple as that. We are even preserving the space between it. What is the problem? What is the issue? But maybe there is this technique which is obviously using this kind of complex things which हम लोगों को पता नहीं है शायद इसी के लिए we are going to try that out. So before anything, I can get rid of this guy here, and I'm going to copy, or I'm going to learn from it. So let's learn it. So alright, today I have an announcement to make. That is, if the electricity is on still, if I can have the privilege of electricity today at the evening time, then I'll come live once again, where we'll be solving another problems where I'll be trying to solve problems related to my project using React and Django. Basically, this is the Leetcode session which I want to continue. At the same time, if I have time, because I have many things to handle. मेरे को study करना है, उसके बाद workout भी करना है, उसके बाद handling these things, and at the same time, some problems come when I go live. For example, I have to use extra energy. One explaining things, one trying out to not reveal too much. At the same time, मेरे को मेरा voice को भी train करना होता है, क्योंकि if I don't know how to talk, if I make a lot of mistakes, क्योंकि I become nervous. I'm accepting that fact. जब मैं live करता हूँ तब मेरे को थोड़ा बहुत उस टाइप का फीलिंग आता है, you know, when you are not supposed to, when you are not feeling used to an environment, and or let's say some, when you are in some kind of new environment. So मेरे को I am still not used to live streaming, and उसके लिए मेरा प्रॉब्लम होता है. So I think if the time allows me to live stream, then I'll do it at the evening time only for today, because I really have to do my time management efficiently, because I have many tasks to feed in this period of time. So yeah, let's continue with this problem. We are string के बाद we're creating a sketch. Record 0 10. Record result, whatever you can call it, for I in range n. If string is equal to result 1 equals 1. God that जो हो रहा है मेरे को समझ में आ गया. For I in range n, if string I equals empty string, should I keep it the default space, or it should be fine with this one? 1 2 1 1. That is the ideal gap or space between one to another words, between two words, I guess. So no issue with that. Record I equals empty string. So we are creating a list here. Is it? It is not list, I guess, or maybe it is a list. Let me check. This is a list. Obviously this is an array. Marking a space. We are marking spaces. This is adding a space. We can even use append here, but append will not be ideal for this kind of scenario, because we really need to defend on this index value. Now we are traversing input string from beginning and put characters in result from end. Where is the star? Alright. Leave star. This and this is the same. These and this is the same. But why did they even do this? No idea. If ignore spaces and result. The value decreases because it is the end point for the string. तो इन लोग क्या कर रहा है मेरे को देखना पड़ेगा little bit. तो इधर एक nested if loop they have a nested if loop here. Well, I'm already feeling sleepy because it is my first day and I'm still feeling like a little numb from Saturday night. Well, I was able to sleep quite well, but I'm feeling like I really have to do something else. Like I have to take a shit or piss or yeah, kind of like that. I just want to check if from from this distance, my audio is clear enough to be heard. Because if that happens, then in that way, I'll be able to do the live stream comfortably without really feeling, I have to do this and that. I have to bring my mouth closer to this microphone whenever I'm talking, explaining things. That will make it a little bit hard for me. I don't think it is possible because what if I position it like this? What happened? Something wrong? That is that was the wrong idea, I guess. So let's not try to do that. I'll just buy another. I'll just buy another stand for this microphone. In that way, I'll be able to live stream without really having to struggle, I would say. So yeah, for now let's focus here where we need to be. For now, we are defining j that goes from the endpoint of the string for I in range n. If I, it is not I, it is supposed to be string I. It is also empty spaces. Then ignore it at the same time from a string j. String is not supposed to be j. It should go with result. Result that I knew something was wrong. It should be result, but we don't have result, so it is of our record. If record equals empty space, then we are decrementing the index j by 1, and uske baad we are actually uh, adding the result element. We're actually adding the record j with every मेरे को समझ में आ गया क्या हो रहा है इधर. तो जल्दी से आई एम जस्ट गोइंग टू टाइम वेट, उसके बाद बग बग करेंगे क्योंकि या दैट्स हाउ इट वर्क्स. I don't think it is going to be here. Okay. किसी कहीं सिवा से जाने करा करी. Is it gonna work? Why is it taking so long to respond? Why is it taking so long? This is going to be very slow, I guess. It is slow as fuck. It is slow as fuck for no reason. कुछ तो घापला हुआ जरूर इधर. So string calls that isn't called that. What the hell, man? Now we'll be talking. Let me just. Uh, अब होगा ना. उसके बाद भी नहीं हो रहा है. समझो सालो. इसके साथ ही कुछ घापला है. एक क्या है बे? This is fucked. कुछ problem हुआ है with this file, with this Python file. So I'll just change the file. Look at these bastards. Motherfuckers, I'm running out of time and you guys are messing my time, huh? I fucked. This shit is fucking disgusting. I gotta restart this fucking shit. I don't know, man. Yes, I wanna do that. Logging to motherfuck PS की माँ की चूत. Sorry for the curse word, man, but it is getting on my nerve now. अब मेरा VS Code open ही नहीं हो रहा है. Can you imagine that? Just how much these guys are trying to stop me from doing whatever I'm supposed to do. Let me grind, man. Let me grind in peace. Can we not code anymore? कितना time हुआ? What happened? Was it not running? क्या किया जाए guys? My VS Code not opening. अब वो open हुआ है. Thank God. As you can see, I ran into some error because of this mistake I'm just made here. So we don't need that length actually. We can just run it. Expected string instant integer found. Okay. Why integer? I just don't know now. What about now? Now we're talking. Oh yeah, I could even keep it empty, but as these guys did, so as you can see, it works successfully. That is good. पता नहीं previously why it didn't work. Let's try to solve it from our memory. In this way, it will actually help us to memorize or remember it for a long run. Here it is not supposed to be your string. It should be result. Basically, we are copying every single element from a string to result, and obviously decreasing the value of j index j is important because otherwise it won't work like how we want it. So to function properly, it is really necessary to have z to decrease its value gradually every time this functionality, every time this simple lines works or doesn't work. So these are the conditions that need to meet, that need to meet if we want to progress, if we want to progress forward and get the result that we want from this program, and तो उसके बाद हमारा काम खत्म. And now we are returning the list after joining it to make it to be transformed into to a string. So I guess I hope you guys know about this join method that is obviously inbuilt. Reverse string. Everything for the damn. All right, it worked. So I think that's good. We were able to do it. Problems we worked on so far. Let me try to write it down. That will be good for me. The next day I try to practice. Date is, the date is 8 May. Wait, 2026. Problems I solved in Leetcode session today. Maximum product Savere. Then comes eliminate occurrence. What happened? Then we have reversing a string while preserving the space. Reversing a string while preserving the space. Then what? Then we successfully can. I can even try this out. I'll do it. But before that, we gotta work on house drawer. Let's try to solve it actually, or actually just read it and try to understand it. You are a professional robber planning to rob houses along a street, okay? Officially make Daku Banchukao. Each house has a certain amount of money stashed. A certain amount of money stashed. जल्दी से कॉपी करेंगे, इधर पेस्ट. Motherfuck, this is gonna be really hard. Formatting this text because I won't be able to read what is written there is the most annoying part. I feel on what is it called, on VS Code. So before, let's close that sheet. You are a professional robber. No. house robber, professional planning for house, a certain amount of money cash के बाद क्या है? The only constraint is stopping you from robbing each of them is that the adjacent houses have security systems connected, and it will automatically contact the police if two adjacent houses were broken into on the same night. Given an integer array nums representing the amount of cash of each house, return the maximum amount of money you can rob tonight without alerting the police. So the condition is the constraints stopping you from each of these adjacent house have adjust hmm, uh, adjacent houses have security systems connected, and it will automatically contact the police if two adjacent houses were broken into one night. Automatically informs the police when two adjacent houses are are charged in a night. Represent the maximum of tonight without alerting the objective. Given an integer array representing the amount of money of each house, how much return the maximum amount of money you can rob tonight. All right. So I think I'll be ending to this session here because I got some emergency. I really need a toilet break, and at the same time, I think this problem is going to be a little too hard for the day. And maybe next day I'll be solving this problem, and before that I'll be doing a little bit of breaking down. I'll try out different scenarios. At first I'll try by my own. उसके बाद में I'll ask for help from different AIs or maybe different resources from online or YouTube videos or whatever that is available for in order to solve this kind of problem. So basically that's the deal here. I don't want to really drag this live any longer because it's going to be really boring when I am not talking. And for this kind of problems, I believe I really have to use my fucking brain. And to use my brain, the only requirement that I need to meet is that going completely silent, making a sound will only distract me from thinking, from the way I think, from my thinking process. So I don't want to shake that off. I just want to focus on the problem and only offer you guys the real solving fun time. So yeah, that's it. With this I'll be ending to the sessions, so let's do this. Peace.